Mm. 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 Testing, testing. Alright. Drop your socks and grab your throttle.
Connecting.
Hello.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Where?
Connecting.
Oh, I'm exhausted. Enormous lunch, so yeah. Riding motocross. I do haul a lot, so. I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to start a flame in your heart. We'll plough through it. We'll plough through it. I've had a coffee, had a tea, had a beer. Caldera Nova torpedo. May the 4th, forehead. Gorby's in. May the 4th be with you, sir. Oh. Aurora out. Aurora. Aurora. Oh my god. So off key. Yes, indeed, sir. We're exploring ammunition and charges today. Bit out of my comfort zone, which is important. I'd like to move away from Amar weaponry, laser weaponry, yes, indeed. I don't know, I just don't tend to touch it with a barge pole. Doesn't sell high particularly well. No, it doesn't sell high particularly well. Doesn't sell on the seller's auction very well. No. This is better. This is much better. And these are cap boosters. Starting to see a pattern emerging. Yes, indeed. Correlation. There's definitely a support at 5k. Yes, indeed. And then again at 4.5. I don't think 5k is too high. 5.1. 5.1. It's not really enough there for me. No, I'm going to leave it. Ooh. There is an oscillation about the 20-day. We're just about to see a bearish crossover. The 5-day SMA. So I am hesitant, but volume is. How big is it? 1/8. I think that's 1/8. 1/8 of 1. Was that 1/80th? I think that's 1/80th. Yeah, it's 1/80th. That's not too bad. I mean, there's a vague historical support at 50. At 52 is very cheap. I mean, yeah, 52 is very cheap. It's definitely falling. It's been falling for ages. I think the question is how quickly we can sell it. So as long as we only invest 1% of our risk capital, but I'm inclined to maybe only invest 0.5%. Which for me is 120 million, so yes, indeed. Sorry, what did I say? 0.5. Is that correct? 0.5. Yeah, because it's 0.5, half of 1%. Yeah, that is correct. Arithmetic. So that's only 20. That's only 20 odd million. How big is this now? It's not too bad. I mean, yeah, it's already up to nearly two containers, so we just have to be careful with ammunition, I think. I don't want to fill the Orca up with inexpensive ammunition. No. So we can only actually get 0.25% of our risk capital, which is fine, Absolutely, absolutely. I think we're going to be liquidating hard today, and buying even more plex. Yeah, I've got a good feeling. I don't think they can possibly go down unless there's huge reserves, which I know there are. The question is how huge. And even if they do go down, like, we'll just sell them like ultra quick. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Well, that's interesting. Shadow tungsten. Is this more laser crystals? Shadow tungsten. No, it's not. It doesn't sell high very well at all. No. Do be careful. Do double check. As I say, statistics in Avernus alone are not enough to make a decision. No. Did I see Life Coach's latest one? No, I'm afraid not, Gorbachev. I've got so much else to watch. I've had to put Life Coach, like, right to the back burner, I'm afraid. I've got, like, so much else to do, I'm afraid. As much as I'd like to. I have to catch up at some point. I've not watched any for like a week. So yeah. I've written off PewDiePie, I've written off Casey Neistat, I've written off like I don't do anything and there's just not enough hours in the day. I have to watch my daily falls. I have to watch my daily falls and video. Although he was ill yesterday. Hopefully he's streaming today. But He's doing a movie night tonight or something? I don't know. He's an inspirational figure, Gorbachev. He's a really cool guy. He has a charming wife, and yeah, he's a really cool guy. Ex-professional poker player, life coach, HS. If you've not seen his stream, it's really good. He plays Gwent now, thank God, because Hearthstone's so bad. Sorry, in my opinion. Nothing like a bit of escapism, so no. Where do I escape to? The past. Yeah, the past, definitely. I like to escape to the past. That feels bad, man. No, I mean, like, not in my lifetime, like, the historical, yeah, like, pre-me, yeah. And the future, yeah, I like the past and the future, but the present, fuck me, the present, God, God, God. Ammunition is hard. Ammunition is hard, so yes, indeed. It's that's why we're tackling it, because it's not as easy as modules, I don't think. It's something with which I'm not really familiar. I don't kind of have that sixth sense yet with ammunition. So but we had a go, we had a bash. I think we'll move on though now, yes indeed, because I don't want to sacrifice my precious modules. I'm late enough as it is, so that's what we'll do next, and then we'll tackle maybe some other things as well, yeah. Maybe implants and boosters, for example, or ship modifications I've not done for a while. Find some really good margins with rigs on an interregional basis, but attempting to buy rigs is very difficult, yeah, especially Tech 2 rigs, because a lot of manufacturers elect to sell them themselves. So yes, indeed. So what I mean is trying to bid for them on a buyer's auction is very difficult. Yes, indeed. And in fact, I don't bother. I only acquire them from a seller's auction in another region. Yes, indeed. Let's get in. Let's get into it. This is my field. This is my domain. Let's see what we can find today, if anything. Already expanded cargo hold. We actually sold the first one, so on that basis, I'm going to attempt to acquire another one because they are still holding. So you can tell I'm getting excited, can't you? Yes, PHP. I don't know, sir. I don't think it requires them per se. Again, I'm sorry to be pedantic. I don't mean to be. I don't think it requires them. I think they're a lot of fun to use, and they do facilitate gameplay. Not that Eve is a game, but or indeed that one plays it. I think this method of trading would be very difficult without Avernus. But again, I think it merely facilitates the process. Yes, indeed. It doesn't. It's not a necessity. No. I find them a lot of fun to use, and that was. I mean, that wasn't an answer to the question. No, my opinion really isn't relevant, but for what it's worth. 37. Call it 40. Call it 40. We quite often see the minimum price being 37, yes indeed. It goes up to 49.62, there's an extreme there. It's not that extreme though. 40, 37, yeah. Yeah, no worries with this at all really. It's almost guaranteed to come back up, so as long as you don't need the money back quickly, I would say yes, yes indeed. Not a massive volume. I'm going to invest. I'm just going to go 2 actually. Yeah, play it safe. Play it safe. So we're running a little bit low on cash. So yes, indeed. I'd say programs like Eve Mon, some people swear by Eve Mon, and I just find it totally superfluous. Yeah, they're like, oh, it'll save you years and years. I'm like, yeah, no, it doesn't. I could easily put together a half-decent skill plan in it. It's like, so programs like Eve Mon, they facilitate Eve. Avernus has kind of introduced an entirely new, yeah, it's like it's introduced an entirely new means of trading in my humble opinion. But it's still there, it's just, it's not as easy without it. I think a lot of these programs are just fun to use, but there's certain websites that I use that really just, yeah, make my life so much easier. Essentially pre-made spreadsheets, yeah, that save a lot of time. Dotlan and Siggy, yeah, exactly so. Zed Killboard, yeah, it's great. It's really good. Really good tools. There's just so much data in Eve. It's like the most data-rich data-rich universe. Universe, not game. 55, 55, 55 is fairly high. It is the current price on the buyer's auction, almost. I think the question is, how long will it last? Historically, it lasts a few days. Yeah, it's definitely oscillating. The 5-day SMA, sorry, is definitely oscillating about the 20. Judging by its trajectory, I think it's going to be an especially short-term trend, maybe the same as this one here that we saw August-September. So yeah, a similar one, or even the one just before. Even this very small one here, you know, is like almost like a mini version. So. But it's most definitely oscillating. Yes, indeed. So I would be careful there. I'm not going to. No. Guest B-type, 100 meganewton. This is an interesting one, yeah. Oscillation in between periods of sort of running parallel, so yeah. This again is probably going to be really short term. Volume is not amazing. Where is the support? 30 million. Yeah, that's really low. No worries there. Historically, that's like the lowest of the low for the past year. So, oh, not quite. No, I do apologise. So, I think the most we can lose is 10 million. But I don't think we should ever sell at 20. No, I don't think we'll ever lose 10 million. It will always come back up. So I think this is a really safe investment. So again, as long as you don't need the return on the investment quickly, I would say definite yes. I'm actually going to go for 2. Call from C-type. Call from C-type, mate. Definitely oscillating, definitely oscillating. Possibly just about to see a bullish crossover, yes indeed. From the 5-day SMA, yes indeed. What are we doing? I'm confused. Uh, 17 million. That's saying for 23, 24. The current support is indeed around 17 to 17.5 million as of April, so yes indeed, that's the kind of contemporary support. And then historically we see 12, most definitely 12, 12.5, and also 10, and it does also dip below down to 7.5, so yeah, we've got several historical supports there. The most common is actually around 12.5. Yes, indeed. So, this latest support here could be around. It could be fairly short term. Yes, indeed. In terms of volume's not particularly low. But I'd like to see a little bit more money there. Yeah, I think I'm going to just give it a miss, but there's no reason why you shouldn't. Scott Memberg. I'm talking to Marisa, yes indeed, on TeamSpeak, who you can't hear. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Praise the Lord. Can I go to PTL in chat, please? Thank you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm also talking to people on TeamSpeak as well, Scott. Yeah, not TeamSpeak. Twitch. Yeah, we have 2 streams now. On Monday, I launched the YouTube stream. You used to fly with the creator of Siggy, Gorbachev, really? We had a pause together. Oh, lovely. That sounds really cozy. Utes are running low on core from C-type. Yeah, it could be an opportunity to restock them. Buying for around 2.9 to 3.2. I will take a few as a responsible trader. See what happens, you know. Twitch is smashing YouTube at the moment, yeah. I never thought I'd see the day where my Twitch channel smashed my YouTube channel. Yeah, YouTube was really busy earlier, now Twitch is smashing YouTube, so... Competition! Yeah, we could get a healthy competition. Get some healthy competition going, that would be good. Healthy private sector competition. Yeah, it's clearly doing wonders for Twitch. Corpu C-type adaptive nano plating. Again, YouTube running low, volume not terribly high. It's tracking up, isn't it? 5-day SMA, 20 days following suit. We're far into the ascendancy. Yeah, so but it's definitely oscillating. I think it's probably about to turn. Yeah, it tried before, but I mean, we see this happening. We've seen this. Yeah, it's happening a few times. It's definitely trying to oscillate, but there's definitely some areas of support coming in. So I'll take 34. Oh, 34 is this most recent support here, yes, indeed. It's fairly young. I mean, it's less than a month old, so I mean, yeah. I'll take a couple. Why the hell not? I'm in a great mood. 69. Yeah. 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 Yeah, really good, yeah, really good. Yeah. Support some resistance, so, quelli C-type, say 40. 40's a bit steep. 40's a bit steep for me, yeah. 40 is a bit steep. Not the best volume in the world. No, it's very variable. I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna buy one because I'm interested, but I can't advise anyone to. No. So, if money's tight, definitely not. If you're kind of, yeah, if you're just a bit of a sort of experimenter, yeah. If you're just interested to see what happens, then yeah, why the hell not? Centum. In the future, C is soft. Yes, indeed. Typically. Centum A type. 60 million. 60 million, not pocket money. It's actually really low. Yeah, we're just about to see a bullish crossover from the 5-day SMA. As we can see, it did encounter that support, and sellers are driving it up. Sorry, buyers are driving the price back up. Yes, indeed. $57 is very low. Doesn't get much lower. I'm going to buy both of those, sorry. But I would go to 60, definitely. There's 3 left for 60 though. Somebody else wants them. If you like pina colada... It's Frozen On! That's one of his favourites, yeah. Frozen OG, it's Frozen On. Gorby typing that makes me think it's a crate. He's not on yet. He loves playing that. At the beginning of the stream. I'm going to be watching this competition, yeah, so I'll be hosting it if he streams it. Or, like, do we know where else it's being streamed if Forzen's not streamed? There's loads of streamers taking part in a Battlegrounds competition today. I just bought it the other day, and Sensual O-type. You like pina coladas? Getting caught in the rain. We make our own music here because otherwise big corporations steal money from you, when you upload it to YouTube. And I refuse to let that happen. They're actually uploaded automatically now, so which has really solved the problem of me editing videos for YouTube, because I stream full-time, so full-time streamer in inverted commas. full-time layabout. Oh, sorry, buying for like less than a million. like less than a million. There's a definite support here. It's the most contemporary support at sub 0.25 million. Yeah, we'll call it 0.25 million. Yeah. Daily volume's not atrocious. It's not. Yeah, it's steady. It's fairly steady. It's not big money though, so I'll probably move on. But yeah, like when you're just starting out, these are the sorts of things you may want to consider. So. Center Sue type, large armor repairer, yes indeed. $45. Not the best volume in the world, hugely variable, as is characteristic of these modules. Faction Dead Space Officer, etc. Yes indeed. So we're not terribly concerned when we see that, knowing our security as we do. Fundamentally, yes indeed, fundamentally. There's definitely a support at 45. It is the most contemporary, but we do see it over the past year or so. We could go further back if we really wanted to, but 365 days is a long time in EVE, so yes, indeed. We have to make a call and also evaluate how much our time is worth, so at a glance we can just tell in EVE without having to go into any third-party application. which is what I tend to encourage, staying in Eve, staying immersed, he says as he uses Avernus. I'll take it. I'll take it. Why not? I'll take 2. So 0.5% for me on these because the volume's so low, and it's a fairly contemporary support. We have seen it historically, so it's not terribly dangerous, but who knows? I've just skimmed over a few here, but yeah, I do recommend going through the list twice. I probably won't today, but I normally do off stream, because one does miss things. Yes, one does. So. As we can see, it doesn't sell on the seller's auction. Yes, indeed, it's fairly hard to tell from the graph, but generally speaking, when we see it sort of horizontal line of medians, we can tell it doesn't sell very well somewhere. And the question is where. Going into the table, we can see it doesn't sell very well on the seller's auction, which is where we want to sell. So we don't buy it. Generally speaking. Oh, this catches my eye. Corelli Su-type. 34 roughly, so it's fairly high. It's really high, you know. It's really, really high, and I wouldn't buy it, no, to be honest. I reckon, you know, like, going into a little bit more further detail, yeah, I reckon you could shift a couple if you're lucky, yeah. So that's my professional opinion. Semi-professional trader boys! 17 million. Nice. Yeah, 17's very late. 17's very late. 17's very late. I mean, we could sit just about to be even lower, but it's definitely encountered the support. Whether it will give way this time and go low, I don't know, but I don't think it should. I don't think it should. No. Again, not a huge volume, is there? So I would just say there's a very high volume in use already. I'm actually not going to bother. No, user is fairly well stocked. There's some high rollers here with lots of them, so I'm not gonna enter into it. How are we actually doing overall? Um, 60, 80, 230, 320, 330, 430, 470, 400, 500, 540, 570, 570, 630, 630, 630, 700, 900, 920, 940, 950, 950 million. So we'll stop there for today. Yes, indeed, because I need to liquidate some stock back in Utah and buy some more Plex. Yes, indeed, because I think they're going to go up. I don't know. I don't know, you see. I don't know how many we're going to see coming onto the market on release. Leucothea thinks it's going to go down, then up. I'm inclined to agree, but I'm not entirely sure. But one thing's for sure, demand is going to go up. Whether supply will mute it and maintain the balance, the equality of equilibrium, who can say? I apologise for the slideshow. We'll say goodbye to Mr. Stigward. He's a good man. He's very evil, but he's got a good heart. Go back to game capture. Going to take an 5-minute break, boys. Yes, indeed. So I shall return very shortly. Oh! Oh! It's the local election today. Yeah. I think the gentleman for whom I voted last year was Conservative, but this year he was a complete yob. Yeah. No, who's not standing again, and I can't remember his name, but this one's a complete yobby. I think he's just gonna get more jobs for his builder mates by the sounds of it. Yeah, they're just gonna build more fucking houses, so yeah. Give his mates a job. Give his mate Dave. Dave the white van man. So I'm thinking Lib Dem. Yes, liberal democracy. Something of an antithesis, but there you go. He's a nice chap. He's a thoroughly bloody nice bloke. They're bloody pirates. They're bloody pirates. You should see the way they throw them up these days as well. The state of some of them. And there's no infrastructure. There's no infrastructure to support them. No. The roads are so congested. Like, Not in my backyard. Not in my backyard. I've got to go over before 10, I think. Yeah, so, well, I mean, I'll definitely be ending the stream before then anyway, so, yeah. No, I live in the city centre in like an Edwardian apartment complex, so it's like, yeah. But like, you can definitely notice the, like, the changes, and it's just like, yeah. But it's people out in the suburbs that are getting hit the hardest, yeah. So, where my father has one of his properties is like, yeah, where they're going to like hit really hard, they're gonna like double the size.
Warp drive active.
It will be, no, as long as they build this bypass, but they're not going to do that. They're going to keep building out. They're going to keep, like, for the next 15 years or so, they're going to, like, keep building out, and then they're going to build the bypass. So the pressure the pressure won't be relieved for like 15 years. So. And if it's just going to, like, if it's just going to attract more commuters, like, they're all going to try and be getting to the train station in the town centre, and it's like, yeah, there's just no more infrastructure for commuters. Like, what I would do, it was interesting at lunch, we were talking about St Ives in Cornwall, yeah, so they've implemented a plan whereby if people already own a home, they're not allowed to purchase a home there, because it's such a problem in the community. It's like, yeah, it's, so one of the problems is for like half the year it's a ghost town because nobody's there, because like these are people's holiday homes. The other people is obviously they're letting them out to people, and a lot of the people are really noisy. But one of the main problems is apparently that local people have nowhere to buy houses. Like, like local young people have nowhere to buy houses because it's like, yeah.
Warp drive active.
And I think they managed to get that bill passed, which was a real victory for the residents. So something similar may happen here as well as regards like commuters, because not only is it destroying the community, but the congestion is just maniacal. Yeah, so. Just jump in front of a train, it's easier. Goddamn commuters. God damn. God damn. I couldn't do it. Like, if I worked in the centre of London, I'd live in the centre of London. Simple as that. Like, I know it's expensive, but I couldn't commute every morning for 2 hours. And then back. It's a nightmare on the tube, especially. It's like you can't breathe. There's so many people. Yeah, it's like there's no oxygen on the tube. There's just so many people down there. It's like, yeah.
Warp drive active.
You can find a room. You can find a room in London, despite what people say. Like, with London waiting, like even people on minimum wage are looking at sort of 25. Yeah, so say I don't know, like administration or something like entry level administration. People are looking at 25k a lot of the time. Yeah. Like, you can easily afford a room. You can easily afford like a bed set for 25k. Yeah, easily. I mean, all that money you spend on train fare alone. Because there's no like, there's no real community here anymore. It's just like, no, groups of commuters huddled together. You know the type. Dave and Jerry. Dave and Jerry in their fluorescent pink ties. They've worked their way up for 20 years. And they just, they just kind of keep themselves to themselves, take up space at the bar. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck you, Dave and Jerry, fuck you.
Warp drive active.
And then they'll go home. They don't know anyone in the community. They don't know anyone in the community. They don't care. They'll probably move on. They'll probably move somewhere else after 3 years. I see falls and low. I see falls and low. I see falls and low. If he's streaming the tournament, I'll be hosting him. So yes, indeed. I apologise for the length of the stream, but I think he is. Yeah. So this is a. I think this is a streamer tournament. Yeah. Lyric cosplay is sick. BCI, what's oh, it's the PI alarm. Shit. Well, we'll go back to you, sir, and then I'll host Forza. I'll just see if he's tweeted about it, because I have no idea what's going on. The tournament starts at 6 PM GMT, so yes, indeed, 5 PM Eve time. So if I'm quick, I can have a shower, vote, and get back in time to watch it. Yeah. So, and then I will host it. So yes, well I'll host Forzen, and then it starts at 5 PM 1700 Eve time. Why is Battleground so high, so hard to find on Twitter? Jesus. It's literally like the most popular game at the moment. There it is. Holy God. ...2017 Charity Invitational, Thursday, May 4th, schedule. EU matches begin 10 AM Pacific Daytime? Pacific Daytime? Is that 8 hours? 8 hours behind, yeah, that's correct, so that's in 1 hour. I'll retweet it, because it's so hard to find. It's so ridiculously hard.
Warp drive active.
And apparently the stream's just gone live, so God knows how I'm going to find this through it. I can't see like an official stream yet, but I was going to try and snipe them, but I really need to vote, so yeah, and have a shower, so I'll need about an hour to do all that, so I may just catch the beginning if I'm quick.
Warp drive active. active.
Who is the charity? Who's the charity? Sorry, who is the business? Gamers Outreach. Gamers Outreach. Oh, okay. Okay. Why I quit BuzzFeed? Who the fuck uses BuzzFeed? I don't even know. I don't even know what it is. What is BuzzFeed?
Warp drive active.
Right. I could go to the shops. I could go to the shops as well myself. I could go to the fucking Jesus. God. I could go to the shops myself and get a drink. Yes, indeed. It's like the football. Yeah, it's like the football. Like when we watch Forza in the tournament, it's like it's like football. Da 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 da. Oh, sorry, is that baseball? Okay, boys. I'm sorry for the short stream again. But I'm going to be hosting Forzen, so please come and join us, spamming dank memes. Yes, indeed. I'm proud. Old feg. Old feg. Old feg. In Forzen chat, so yeah, come and see me spam dank memes.